Welcome to Life and Leisure Television. I'm Jackie Bales. Individuals challenged with autism frequently have difficulty finding dignified programs and services. There are also enormous misunderstandings and misconceptions about autism. Dr. Susan Bryson, the Joan and Jack Craig Chair in Autism Research and board member of the Provincial Autism Center in Nova Scotia, is here to discuss autism and the resources available today. Welcome, Susan.
Hello. Thank you very much for having us.
Also joining us is Cynthia Carroll, Executive Director of the Provincial Autism Center. Welcome to you too, Cynthia.
Thank you, Jackie.
And rounding out this discussion is Joan Craig, founder of the Provincial Autism Center. Thanks for being here, Joan.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about autism and the Provincial Autism Center.
Susan, what is the biggest challenge faced by those with autism?
Well, that's a big question, but I think probably the biggest challenge is acceptance, is feeling that there's a place for you in this world or a place in your community, and that you can live comfortably and realize your potential as a person.
Now, Cynthia, tell us what the Provincial Autism Center is and how you address the challenge that Susan spoke of.
The Provincial Autism Center is a not-for-profit charitable organization located in Halifax, and we offer information, support, and services for families and individuals living on the autism spectrum. But more than that, the center really is a place to belong. So as soon as someone calls or walks through the doors, there really is a general feeling of acceptance, which is really what the center stands for.
Very compassionate. For more, let's go to this Life and Leisure field report.
New attention and support is being extended to adults with autism. Discussion about neurodiversity, the autism movement, and self-advocacy issues for people with autism is all very new, and the Provincial Autism Center has been an innovative leader in this area.
It started out as a resource center, but it has quickly evolved into so much more than that. It's become more of a force for social change and a sort of gathering place for people on the autism spectrum who probably wouldn't ever get a chance to meet otherwise.
A great resource for anybody who has a child or a family member on the autism spectrum, because they also organize social events as well as can lead you to, I guess, get more information on what autism is and how to deal with it.
By including individuals with autism in their decision-making, the Autism Center has been very well informed of the real issues experienced on the ground by people with autism and their families.
I think people should understand that there's a lot of publicity about autism, but that doesn't equate with the understanding of autism or the number of services that are out there for people with autism. For instance, most people can't access treatment for autism, and a lot of people can't even access basic primary health or dental or mental health care.
For Life and Leisure Television, I'm Corey Brand reporting.
Joan, what was your vision for the Provincial Autism Center when it opened its doors in 2002?
Well, I really didn't have a vision per se. What I had in mind was the way we operate the center always. We see what is needed and we work with that. And what I first noticed was families needed information. And there's a plethora of books and resources out there. But it's very confusing for families because there's so much information, they don't know where to go directly. So what we did at first was open a library and resource center. And we perfected that, and then we moved on to other things that needed to be done.
Why do you believe the center is unique?
Well, I think it's unique because we do work at our little programs one at a time and make sure that they're run properly before we move on to any great and grand things.
Joan, you were also personally responsible for getting the Craig Chair in Autism Research that is currently filled by Dr. Bryson. How is this vision linked to your vision of the Provincial Autism Center?
Well, 10 years ago when we looked into establishing a chair in autism, which incidentally was the first chair in autism in Canada, we looked around and we noticed that autism really wasn't respected or talked about very much. So we wanted to give it a definite position in the community. And we thought by doing the chair at our university, Dalhousie University, that would give families some hope.
Cynthia, with so much focus on early childhood issues and the challenges in parenting a child with autism, It is unusual for an autism organization to have such a strong focus on autism in adulthood. Why is the Autism Center focused on this?
The center really looks at the needs of Nova Scotians, and before the center opened its doors, it took the opportunity to speak with parents and individuals on the spectrum. And what was realized very clearly was that children with autism grow up to be adults with autism. And although our understanding of autism is getting better with early detection and interventions, as these children grew up, there was literally no services for adults with autism. So the center decided that would to start with the library, but then also to start looking at support and services for adults with autism, because realistically, we spend the majority of our lives in adulthood.
Absolutely. Susan, what are some of the issues for adults with autism?
I think the main issues for adults sort of center around loneliness, not having any friends, not having sort of meaningful activities to engage in, and probably secondarily are sort of a lack of recreational opportunities and employment opportunities for people with autism.
Joan, what are the Autism Center's plans for the future?
Well, as far as the future goes, I have to say that I'm hoping, as I said before, that we do the jobs that we've outlined specifically today and do them really well. I have a few dreams that I haven't put forward to the board yet, but one of the things that does concern me is that there are parents who have autism raising children with autism. And I feel that should be addressed in the future, and hopefully we can help these people as well with their lives.
It's a fascinating conversation. Susan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jackie.
And Cynthia, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us today.
Thanks so much.
And Joan, also you too. Thank you for bringing us this wonderful program.
It's a privilege. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. Until next time, for Life and Leisure Television, I'm Jackie Bales.